everybody. I've been asked by Illustrator Jones to welcome you to Illustrator Jones again. Anyway, I've been asked by him to tell you all about the drawing this week and where it comes from and where the creature originates. So here we go. Give me a minute. I'll just go and get the textbooks out. Wait a minute. I'll be long. Alright, I found it. Wait a minute. Alright. Episode 94. The balloon. Captain Scrott lives on Steppingdom, a planet made up of slabs of planet. Anyway, he lives on there and he needs to get around and it's very dangerous on the ground, so he's discovered this creature called the balloon, and it's a natural phenomenon which floats around in the skies of Steppingdom and just basically poos on everybody underneath without a care in the world, and nobody can do anything about it. Anyway, Captain Scrott wanted to travel around safely, and the are fairly docile. They're basically like your cows in the field here on Earth. And he captured one, he did. And he strapped a basket underneath it, and he put a propeller and a little engine on the back of the basket. And now he traverses the countryside and through the skies and the clouds and the mountains of Steppingdom in this grotesque floating bag of gas. And he has devised ways so that he doesn't actually have to go down to Earth really, only for food, but he can get that from above, you see. And he's attached a pipe to the bottom of the and the gas that comes out of the bottom powers his little engine. So that's the The is fairly placid really. He's not an angry thing, but he's not okay really having this thing stuck up his bum and this thing hanging from underneath him, you know, like a Klingon. You know what a Klingon is, don't you? And yeah, and he's got to travel around everywhere with this thing on him now, but he doesn't mind really, because Captain Scrott talks to him a lot, and normally don't speak to each other very much at all. In fact, avoid each other because they think other smell, and they think other smell really badly, and they don't recognise the fact that all smell. They all stink to high heaven. Anyway, so that's the story of the and how Captain Scrott travels around on well, he doesn't on Steppingdom, above Steppingdom a little bit, and how he travels around, just doing the things he does, which nobody really knows what it is he does up there, to be honest. The does, but the doesn't talk to anybody else but Scrott. Anyway, that's the origins of the and I hope you enjoyed this little history lesson about Steppingdom. Well, it's not a history lesson, is it really? It's more like a biology lesson. You know, is it a biology lesson? I can't say it anymore. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, everybody. By the way, if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe. Please watch the videos if you subscribe. It would make Muggins here very, very happy. So, back over to Illustrator Jones, and I'll see you again. Bye, everybody.
Okay, not sure how to follow that. Thank you, Fert. You can go now. Dear me, honestly, what was all that about? Yes, we're drawing the and Captain Scrott, who pilots the So, as you have already found out from Fert, the origins of the Not sure if that was any good, but we'll see. So yes, doing all the pencil now. I wanted to do something. So I've done a couple of these in my sketchbook, little drawings like this, which make me laugh. Sitting there giggling to myself. And I thought I'm going to draw one on the channel for you all to have a laugh at. I mean a look at. My dad always says, let's have a laugh. I mean a look. How many times I've heard that joke? Yeah, that's what it is. It's a little drawing of an floating through the air, being propelled by a little guy called Captain Scrott and his little engine. I've done a few with, I remember I did a drawing like this with my little character called Rosianna Jones, which is my daughter's name. Like an adventurer kind of thing. But this is on Steppingdom now, so yeah, I drew lots of volcanoes at the bottom, but later on I changed that. I took all those out. Thank you everybody for subscribing and leaving likes and sharing the videos and lovely comments that I'm getting. It's really nice, all the comments. It means a lot. It just gives me a bit of a boost to try and keep going doing these videos, because they're quite a lot of work, you know. Aye, they are. But yeah, so just putting all the details in now with my pencil, and I'm working my way through it. I wasn't sure, completely sure, that I should be putting a rectum on, but it was funny. It was really funny. So I did, and you'll see what I do later. If it makes me laugh, you see, I'm hoping it'll make you laugh. And if it makes me laugh, it makes the drawing more enjoyable. So if you're drawing something and you're giggling when you're doing it, you're on to a winner. That's what art can do for you, you know. It can be very serious for some people. And they take it ever so seriously in a history of art. And there are some artists out there. Ah, we're going to ink. Anyway, yeah, but for some reason the humorous drawings have always made me laugh. Norman Thelwell, who did the pony panoramas, do you remember if you've seen those? I love those, they're very funny. Bill Waterson, who did Calvin and Hobbes comic books, they're brilliantly funny, they're hilarious. All those kind of things, you see, they just make me laugh, you know. And I always, when I was a kid, I was always inspired by their drawing abilities, and wish I could draw like that. And unfortunately, I never did. I was never able to. But I kind of found my own style. You know, it's all right. It's not good, but it's good enough. But yeah, so just adding all the little details with the brush pen now. And to those ugly sacks hanging from his underneath. Oh dear, please let me know what you think. Tell me, you know, does it make you laugh? Does it make you giggle? I hope so. I hope so. I hope it cheers people up. Because we need cheering up. Bit miserable out there, isn't it? Eh? Bit miserable. Bit dark and dismal. But we've had some terrible windy storms recently, and blasting the living daylights out of us here down in West Wales. Oh no! I'll have to put a yawn alert on, so you can all turn the sound down, because you don't. Everybody who watches starts yawning. Didn't sleep very well. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about the yawning. I do apologise. Yeah, so it's coming along. I'm not too sure what to say about it, because I don't know what the alien character is. Scrott. I'm not sure what type of alien he is, but he's a resident on Steppingdom, so he may have met Seamus Gumshoe. We don't know. But what we do know is, on the surface of Steppingdom, there are lots of dangerous creatures, and there are a lot of creatures that can't defend themselves very well. So they come up with these amazing ideas to try and avoid the danger. Basically, avoid getting chewed upon and eaten, and then left as dung on the ground for the worms to eat. Yeah, so I had no idea what that gas tank thing was on the side. I don't know why I put it there, but I did. And I strapped it on with lots of straps and buckles as if, he's cobbled together these things. It's not all neat and tidy. It's all stuff that he's put together, that he's found kicking around. And he's just floating through the skies of Steppingdom, minding his own business on this dirty big as in a As Fert said, they're like the cows of the sky in Steppingdom. Problem with them is, have you seen the size of cow pats, right, on the floor? Now a cow's fairly big, and is much, much bigger. It's huge. And they drop cow pat kind of things, Pop. And it can cause damage. Oh, itchy nose. Sorry. It could cause real damage when they hit the ground. In fact, they have been known, to land on people, and they were never seen again. Squashed to death by a giant poo from an But it doesn't happen often, because usually tend to drift around in areas where there's no, not a lot of life below them. Not exactly sure what live off and what they feed on, I don't know. I think it's flies and things like that, and gases that they come across. It doesn't. You think the pollution's bad here on Earth? With these flying around and doing what they do. Here we go. This is something you will not see me do very often, is use a ruler. Very, very rare for me to use a ruler. I don't know why. It just feels too stilted and not natural enough, the line. Although when you're doing wires and cables and things, and you want them, or you definitely want a straight line, it's fine. I don't dislike you. Don't not use it. But I do. It's very rare that I use a ruler. But they have their uses. They do. A lot of these illustrators, like for what do you call it? Marvel comics and things like that. They use a lot of ruler work for all the buildings and everything to get all the perspective right. I just do everything by eye. To drive my tutors mad in college. How do you do that by eye? I don't know. Oh dear. When I was a kid, my dad showed me, because he's a draftsman by trade. That's what he does. He draws layouts of. He used to draw layouts of kitchens and things like that, and inside buildings, and he does plans for buildings and all that. So he used to do like a 3D representation by hand for customers when he was trying to sell them a kitchen, as to what it was going to look like. He'd sit there with a little drawing board, and he'd do all this little drawing for him, and it, very clever, because under a lot of pressure, because you've got people watching you and expecting to see something. They'll go, oh yes, I quite like that, could we change that here to here? And he'd do it all on a little drawing board. Skill beyond. It's just beyond. Today it's all on the computer, innit? Stupid animals. I used to watch him do it, you see, and I think that's where I got the idea for doing perspective. Yeah, he was good. He was very, very clever like that. I always used to think that was quite amazing. He'd do buildings and all that, Very good. But that's, you learn things, don't you, from your parents sometimes. Some bad, some good. Mostly bad. He says to me, stop burping, it's disgusting. I remember him standing there when I was a kid, you know, and he'd have a pint of beer and go, and I'd have a bad stomach because I drank my lemonade too quickly. And he says, you need to do this, you know, do this huge burp. Dogs are pestering me. Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I never did that. Such a fibber. He did. And he knows he did. Anyway, I digress, as usual. Putting in the little bits of cross-hatching now and detailed little hairs sticking out all over it. I want it to look quite hairy and horrible, you know. Nothing's pretty in my world. But I think it was alright. I thought it was quite a funny drawing. Pardon me. I do beg your pardon. I don't know where that came from. It popped out. Good heavens. No wonder my viewership has gone down. Burping on screen. Zitty little pig. Anyway. So how is everybody? I hope you're okay and you're all well and fit. All enjoying having a draw. I did send this. I did a little bit of this section of this drawing and asked everybody if they would put their own body on it to see what they came up with, but I'm not sure yet if anybody's done that, so that'll be interesting to find out, because I'll have to put that on the screen if anybody does before I release the video into the wild. It's right, like releasing one of your children. It's not actually. But yeah, so just going around defining some bits a little bit more, giving them a bit more shadow underneath.
Time for colour, everybody. It's colour time.
Colour. It's colouring in time. So I'm going to do the sky a very light blue. A cerulean blue. If you notice the pipes that are there in the drawing now, attached to the bottom, which attached itself to the machine at the side, I did that on the computer because as I was tidying up bits and pieces on the computer, just things you don't really need to see because it's boring, I thought, oh, it'd be funny if I stuck a pipe through, so I did that and I stuck that on there. I thought that was quite funny, that. So I did that, you know, I drew that on the computer. Yeah, this is me trying to figure out what colour to do the now. I know I want to do it pink. It's got to be pink, innit? Pinkish. And yeah, that's what I did. It's a funny drawing. It makes me laugh even now. Oh dear me. So yeah, I did try in the last video some special shots of big. Quite frankly, I just thought it was a waste of time. It confused me with doing it as well. I was like, oh. So I just stuck it in the corner. I made it a little bit bigger this time. On the next video, I will make sure that the paper is further across slightly, so that it's, you know, that image there is not overlapping as it is at the moment. Not overlapping too much, thankfully. But yeah, let me know if you liked Fert's intro. He hasn't done much on the videos for quite a while now, and he asked me, well, he begged me really, he pleaded with me, please let me do something on the videos. Can I do, you know, something important? So I let him do a bit of history of a little bit of background. What do they call it? On these videos now, I can't remember what they call it now. Like a little bit of history about the place, you know. Background story. You know, it makes it a bit more interesting. I think if there's some sort of story to it, you know. So I'll try and do that from now on. I think, and I think Fert did quite a good job, so I might let him do another one. Yeah, they call it lore, isn't it? Lore. It's, you know, I don't know. It's just what happens on Steppingdom. Stupid dogs. But yeah, so that piece of paper there is just me testing the colours out before I put them on the page. I've got to remember, Chris, to do that, because if I don't, you know, I make mistakes. I just go splashing the colour on straight away, and it's wrong sometimes, and you think, oh dear. Or it needs a little bit more blue or whatever, you know. So yes, that's what I've been doing. I was happy with this one because it made me laugh drawing it. If you noticed on the wheel, the rubber wheel, the tyre, instead of Dunlop, I wrote Dungflop. 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 I have made that joke so many times in my drawings that, you know, because when I was a kid I saw that Dunlop. And I thought, that looks like Dungflop. I've never forgotten it. It's like that whenever I see that there's a company in our town called Ashmole's. I won't tell you what I think it says every time I see it. But yeah, the solicitors. Oh dear. I let the side down, don't I? I do, I let the side down. There we go, doing the background now. Using a very watery emerald green, which is quite a bluey green, but I've put some more blue in there just so it drops back. A little bit of shadow on it now. And lots of hairdryer. And then I started using this. I had a plop of this paint in a little tub which had dried out, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if it wets up. Wets up perfectly. You don't have to throw it out. So that ink is, you know, you can make it wet again. Don't know what the word is. Reactivate, that's the word. So you don't have to throw it away. It works fine. So yeah, where am I going with this? Ah, I know what we're doing. It's a bit of Posca now. Yeah, just a little bit, some highlights and things, as well as the paintbrush and that ink, because it's got a very fine nib on the Posca pen. And slowly but surely, we are heading towards the part of the show where
Hello, computer.
everybody says, hello, computer. Computer, hello. I guarantee nobody says hello, computer, when that comes on. Hello, computer. So I'm going in now and I'm just tweaking little bits. I'm redefining stuff that's got lost in the brushwork. You know, I'm adding some colours that I've missed, maybe, like that thumb on this glove. Adding a few hairs, little bits of detail, just to make it, you know, on the buttons a bit of yellow, just to, you know, make them pop out a bit more. Now this, I didn't like those movement lines I'd done, so I cut those out. And if you remember back to the helicopter one we did, I do the same thing with this. Basically, I cut them out, spin them around, and then blur them on the computer. But yeah, here we go. This is me just... There you go. That's meant to be a ham sandwich or a hand sandwich, I don't know. There you go, dung flop. Makes me laugh. Yeah, adding some spots on the spots. I quite like his teeth. They're quite square, but then I put these little bits in between, which I thought that looked quite funny, that did. I quite like that. That was an accident. Happy little accident. That was a happy little accident. Just tidying little bits up around the words and things. I don't suppose, from a distance, you're not going to see it. I don't know why I was being so fussy, to be honest. Adding a few more squirrely hairs. Redoing his eyes, because I think I went over them too much. Left those a little bit more simple than they were before. Yeah. Here we go. I'm just going to cut this out now. Make it into a different layer. There you go. Cut it out. Turn it around. I had to resize it slightly because that number 1 propeller was a bit too long. I had to rub out the middle bit as well. I forgot about that. And then you blur it. Motion blur. There you go. And then I did it again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Thought so. Just to give you that idea of motion, you know, that the thing is spinning around. Which I quite like that, actually. I thought that was alright. You tell me what you think of the drawing. Let me know. Does it inspire you to have a go yourself? That's what I want to know. Does it, you know, think, oh, I'd have a go at that. That looks fun. That looks like a laugh, you know. That might cheer me up one day when I'm bored. I can't win on this racing game and I've thrown my controller across the room. Not that I've ever done that before. Always the master of control me. Not really. Anyway. Yeah. So doing some zoom lines now. Swishy lines. And some vibration lines on those wires that are holding him up, you know. Yeah, the computer is good for this kind of thing. It's very, very good. Defining that ham sandwich a little bit more, putting a bit of lettuce in there, making it more healthy. Because he is green after all. Giving him some spots, I don't know why I did that. Just try to liven it up, make it more interesting. Yeah, I didn't like that line there, so I just cut that out. There you go. Or a light grey line around it. There you go. Just to make that look a bit, you know, more defined. But not too much with the black. That was too black. And, oh, those dogs. What's he doing? Ah, the obligatory signature and copyright. Why, I don't know, because nobody wants them. Nobody even wants to nick them. That's how bad these drawings are. Nobody wants them. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of the video, which I'm very grateful for you watching. And here come the final results. Oh, the dogs. Off they go again. There's the black and white one. And here's the colour one. Here's the finished one. Yay! And I will see you on the next video, if you want to come and watch me again. So, thanks everybody. Bye!
Hello everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. That would be lovely. Thank you for watching.